Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video, we're going to take a very quick look at the brand new Huawei MateBook X Pro that was just launched and announced a couple of hours ago actually. Now the reason why I actually like my previous version, which is its predecessor, is because it's very lightweight and it did came with a lot of power. So what's actually new with the brand new MateBook X Pro? Well, first things first, obviously they made it even lighter, and obviously again they made it even more powerful. So in today's video, we're going to go over a couple of interesting features of the brand new MateBook X Pro, and maybe by the end of today's video you will know whether this device is suitable for you or not. Let's begin right away. Alright, so first things first, I think we should talk a bit about the design. Now they're both in blue, but the new version actually has a lighter shade of blue. I also noticed that whenever I just touch it, you can hear the sound. It's super matte, and if you are the kind of person who has oily hands or sweaty palms, you won't really cause any marks to remain on the device itself, which I think is pretty awesome. Now another key point that I keep mentioning earlier on is about how lightweight it really is, and just in terms of the numbers, it's actually 980 grams. Guys, this is a very lightweight laptop. When I first took this out from the box, it's like super light, and I'm a skinny fella and it's still very lightweight. So if you are someone who has always been used to carrying a super heavy laptop, I used to work in an office and I always see people carrying like big backpacks, you're going to be feeling very grateful if you have a laptop of this weight. Anyways, I think some of you might be wondering how did Huawei made it so lightweight? Well, basically there's a couple of key components that Huawei has really put a lot of effort in reducing its weight. So one of them is actually the display itself. Imagine that the flexible OLED display is able to reduce the weight by about 142 grams. And there's also a couple more key components on the inside as well that Huawei has massaged it to come up with something that's so lightweight. So for this to happen, again, Huawei has put in some unique architecture. It's called the Cloud Falcon, and basically what they did is reduce the size of the PCB so that it's not just more compact, but the overall feel is just lighter and smaller, and again it's still retaining sort of like a very similar kind of display size. So yeah, very good stuff there happening on the MateBook X Pro. Alright, now let's talk a bit about the experience of using it. How does it feel like to use the MateBook X Pro? Now, as someone who has used the previous version, let's start off with the display. So with the display, what we are getting here is an up to 3K resolution display. It still has that touchscreen support, so if you're navigating on it, if you're browsing your social media, just browsing through websites, it's going to be very convenient because it just feels so much more intuitive than scrolling on the touchpad. Moving on, the bezels themselves are also very slim. It's a 93% screen to body ratio. And what I particularly like here is that this is actually Huawei's first Adobe RGB supported display. That means if you are going to be editing your content, if you're going to be editing pictures, you can expect the display to be even more color accurate, and I think that's great, especially today where a lot of you are probably content creators as well. Alright, so what else can you expect from the display? Well, it's also TUV Rhineland certified, for those eye protection stuff, and the brightness actually goes all the way up to a maximum of 1000 nits, which is definitely great if you're using your laptop like in a very bright environment. So yeah, that's in terms of the display. Now moving on to the performance side of things. Now this laptop here, like I mentioned earlier on, is powered by the Intel Core Ultra 9 processor. There's also a lower spec model, but mine is the Ultra 9 one. And obviously in terms of RAM, you also get different configurations. Mine comes with 32GB of LPDDR5X, and storage is a massive 2 TB, guys. So again, a lot of storage here, you can do a lot of stuff on it. Alright, so how does it really feel like to work on this laptop? Now, if you're going to be doing your day-to-day office tasks, like opening really graphic intensive kind of PowerPoints, you can do so very smoothly and quickly on the laptop itself. If you are going to be doing that content creation like I mentioned, it's supposed to be able to export like 4K videos even quicker than its predecessor. And Huawei even claims that this laptop will be able to run Dota 2 or LOL at 60 frames per second. So I'm definitely going to try that out, even though I've quit like Dota 2 like many years ago. I've stopped that game for now, but maybe I'll try and run a different game on this guy. Now moving on, another feature that this MateBook X Pro has is actually the 3D Metaline antenna, and this antenna is basically helping you to get even better connectivity, faster speeds, more stable connection, and especially if you are in a place that is very congested, it has a lot of people using the same network, the 3D Metaline antenna will help you retain that fast and stable speeds. In terms of the sound, guys, we actually have a 6-speaker system, so it's actually fairly loud and the sound is quite rich. I did enjoy watching a couple of shows on the MateBook X Pro, and just in terms of the mic, it comes with a 4-mic design, and if you are using it for your video calls, your meetings and all that, you will realize that the voice input that you put into the laptop itself will actually sound very clear on the receiving end. Battery life, we do have a 70 watt-hour unit and it does support that 90 watt fast charge, so everything can be charged up fairly quickly. And one final thing that I noticed here is that the keyboards themselves do feel a bit more comfortable to type on compared to its predecessor. Again, it's more compact, but the entire layout just feels very easy to get used to, and the trackpad itself is also very precise. So that's what you can expect on the brand new Huawei MateBook X Pro. Basically, what you can expect with the Huawei MateBook X Pro is a super ultra lightweight laptop that comes with a ton of power. So yeah, let me know what you think about this particular unit. The price itself is actually 10,000 ringgit plus I think it's 10,999. So definitely not a cheap laptop for everybody, but if you have that kind of budget and you're looking for the most powerful lightweight laptop that comes in at under 1 kilogram, you're looking for maximum portability, maximum comfort, because you can put this anywhere. Again, it's very light and compact, then the Huawei MateBook X Pro might be something that you might want to consider. Well, that being said, thank you for watching today's video all the way to the end. I really appreciate you guys here. Don't forget to drop a like to support the channel, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Do take care and stay safe. Bye bye.